Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been a little MIA lately, but last semester really kicked my butt. But I'm back, and guess what? I want to wish you all a Happy New Year! I know it's a little late. So this video is all about my New Year's resolutions. I'm just going to give you a few of them. There's a really long list. I love to make lists. That's my thing. I don't know why. I have a list of my New Year's resolutions, and then off of that I have a whole list on like certain ones to help myself do those certain ones. It's really confusing, but I'll go into it a little more and maybe help you out with some of the resolutions you need to think about or you didn't think about. So the first resolution I'm going to talk about is reading my Bible. I really need to be better about reading my Bible daily, because it's something that I always feel good after I do it. God always gives me something that I need to hear or need to read, but I don't know. I don't know if it's I forget or I don't feel like I have time, which you should always have time for it, but I just never end up doing it. So I really want to make that a priority this year and just work on improving my closeness to God, which I feel like is definitely something the Bible helps with. Number 2 is a resolution that I found on Pinterest, because I like to make lists, and in order to make those lists sometimes I need a little inspiration, but it was one that I'd never, like, on my own I wouldn't have thought of it, and it was so good. It was something that I definitely needed to do, and it's not for everyone, but I like it, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So number 2 is not to vent to others, but rather vent to a journal, or vent to God, or vent to maybe one other person, and that's it. I take this resolution as kind of like, not everyone needs to know your business, sort of. And then for me, I get really paranoid that I feel like I'm complaining too much, or I feel like I'm giving too much away or whatever, and a journal or just prayer really help with that. And then if those maybe don't fulfill it fully, have that one person that you like tell everything to. And like I said, this is not for everyone. Some people love to tell people all of their business, which is great. I like to listen personally, but I also, like I said, I'm a little paranoid when it comes to that. So I think this will be a good one for me personally. Okay, so number 3 is I need to read and write more. So I've never really been a reader growing up. I've always been like, I love movies and I love TV, and I can quote just about anything. It's like, that's my favorite thing. But I really need to read more. I really want to read more, but my attention span is just a little crazy, so it takes some, like, I can't read anything. I'm currently reading Harry Potter, which I've seen all the movies, and I'm on Half-Blood Prince in the books right now, and I'm actually reading it. I'm not listening to it on an audiobook. So for me, I could listen to something. I might need to look into that, but as far as reading goes, it takes a while because my attention span is like, oh, look at this. Wait, what about this? And sometimes I just get bored. Even if it's a really great story, I'll just be like, I don't want to read right now. That's what happens, and that's why I just don't read that often. But I really want to be better about it. I really want to read more books. The second part of that resolution is to write more. So I know that I don't read that much, and a lot of people like correlate the two, like you usually are a good reader. Let's flip that. I don't know how I've been such a good writer, because I haven't read my whole life. I haven't been the person that's read, Pride and Prejudice 12 times and can read the same book over and over again. I've tried, and I'm just like, once I read it, I don't think I can read it again, which is funny. My mom is like that too, but she's like that with movies. So she can't watch a movie once she's seen it. Like, she doesn't like it because she knows what happens. She doesn't care anymore. And I'm kind of like that with books. Like, reading is such a chore for me anyway that once I've read it, I'm kind of like, oh, I've read that, and that's like, that's it. Which is why it's a resolution. But as far as writing goes, my mom was always surprised because I would give her some of my stuff to read, to kind of go over to edit it, or to just give me her opinion, and she's always surprised that I am such a, I don't like to say good, because I don't like to like fluff my own ego. That's not something I do, but she thinks I'm a good writer, and she's always surprised that she does, because I don't read. And that's, I've never really gotten it either. I've always loved writing, always. It's just something my imagination just goes. And I'm working on a book right now that is really fun, and it's kind of like, you know, what would you want to read when you're done with all of those series that you grew up with and you loved, like Harry Potter and Hunger Games and I dare say even Twilight. You know, when you grow up with those kinds of things that are just like you want something, I won't say similar because it's very different in a lot of ways, my book, but you know, something that will kind of give you the same like feelings that you had when you read those, and I'm really excited about it. I'm not going to give you the name or anything. Hopefully one day, once I've finished it and I've got it working on getting it published, I will tell you all the details. But as of right now, it's all secret. But I love it. It's such a fun story to me. And so I need to write more on that. So that's the second part of that resolution, is just to write more. So like once a month, plan out and stay and just literally sit down and write for maybe an hour. At least once a month. I'd like to do it once a week, but I'm trying not to push myself too much. So number 4 is to spend at least 3 hours in the library every day, except Saturday, because it's Saturday. Okay. It's my last semester at college. I'm graduating in May, at least that's the plan. We'll see. I'm really excited, but I'm also really nervous. It's a lot of conflicting feelings. But I really want to make this semester a good one. So I really want to get that 4.0, you know, all A's, work my butt off, make it good. Go out with a bang. Okay, so number 5 is to be healthier. So I have this is one of those times that like I have a list that's apart from it that is specifically for these things. I have a list of a meal plan that I found that I really want to try and just eat healthier. It involves a lot of fish, a lot of chicken, so protein in general, there's eggs and nuts, and then there's a lot of fruits and veggies, and very little dairy, but there's some yogurt and smoothies and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of modifying it to myself more, so I'm not like a huge fish eater. So one of the meals calls for like canned tuna and cod, but I'll eat salmon, so I might like replace it with salmon or something related. So yesterday I spent a lot of time kind of like divvying out certain things that I could. So every now and then there's a snack that involves like a handful of nuts. So I took out my baggies and a handful of nuts for each time that happens, so I can just grab them and go. And that's something that I really like, because then I can like take it to class with me, or I can take it on campus, or I can take it to the library and just sit and have my snack and then come home and make dinner or whatever. So, but yes, there's a list for that. There's also a list for, of course, my workout. I have like 3 different lists for my workout. One of them is cardio, one of them is a stationary that just kind of does everything, and then one of them is like specific, like butt and chest this day, arms, legs, you know, it goes on. Like I have specific workouts for each thing, for each day, so I'm big on lists. I like lists. Okay, so part 2 of that last resolution is that I really, really, really need to drink more water. I'm one of those people that Diet Coke runs through my veins. I probably shouldn't admit that to the world, but it's true. I drink a lot of Diet Coke and coffee and things that aren't water. I just kind of forget that water exists. I don't know how, but I'm really bad about it, and the people around me are like, you need to drink water. You have to do it. So that's a resolution. I want to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. I really want to get healthy and hydrated. I feel like I'm often dehydrated. Go figure. So I'm working to fix that. So the last resolution that's on my list is to budget better. I'm bad about spending money. I just see things in the store and I'm like, so cute, and then I buy it, and it's, you can't do that. So I have a list, of course, for the budgeting. Basically what I did was I put my monthly expenses. My mom is giving me an allowance because I'm actually not working right now. I'm a full-time student, and I have an internship that's unpaid this semester too, so it's kind of like there is no time for the job. So my mother is giving me an allowance. I'm not going to tell you how much it is, just giving me an allowance. And so basically what I did is I put that number at the very top. I went down and I did monthly expenses, things that for sure that you're gonna have to spend on. So I have entertainment, like Netflix comes out of my account. I have prescriptions that I have to get once a month. I have grocery lists, which I actually do for twice a month, but then I add them together so that I have that number. So basically that's how much I spend on groceries a month. What else is there? I do some eating out that I know for sure is going to happen, so I usually eat out on Sundays after church. So I put that in there. Kind of like a roundabout number. And then for whatever's left, I divide it by 4, and that's how much I have left. Like, that's how much I have to spend each week, basically, if I want to do anything. So if I want to go out and eat dinner with somebody, like, that's what it is. So this way I can, like, really keep up with all of my money and everything like that and make my mom happier. She's not happy with me. I'm working on it. That's why it's a New Year's resolution. So those were my New Year's resolutions. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that something jumped out at you and was like, I didn't think about that. Or even if not, I hope you enjoyed it anyway. And if you have anything that I didn't catch, please leave it in the comments below. I love tips. I love tricks. Help me out, please. I will add them to my list. And to kind of go further into what list I have outside of my New Year's resolution, I have a Bible study list. Like, I have things I want to read and how I should go about reading them and what I should write down for them and that kind of thing. I have a workout list, I have a meal list, I have a budget list, I have a study plan list, I have all kinds of lists. I have a whole file in my Google Docs that is 2018 and it is everything in there. So if you would like to see any of those, or if you have a question of whether or not I have something, please comment below. I will absolutely answer you, and I will absolutely love to do another video on any of them or how to do one. So just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you thumbs up this video and please subscribe to my channel. I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. I'll see you later. Bye! Another chance to turn it all around and do not save this. Let's try again. I'm trying to fix myself. I'm trying to do better. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna work it out. It'll be great. So I'm just gonna camp out in the library. That sounds so boring. I'm gonna try though. I'm gonna do it. Subscribe to my channel, please. So those are my New Year's resolutions. I hope you, I don't know. So those are my New Year's, so those were my, I'm dying. So weird. Embrace the